Guys, we got another green one. Let's go turn that grime into shine. Okay guys, I want to do a quick walkthrough here before we downstream this house. We're going to wash this house together. So I've been here for about 45 minutes. In that time, you can see here, I already did the home protection all around. I taped up everything, all your electrical outlets right there with my fingers pointing. That's where the Verizon box is. And what we're doing here is the gutters, the house, and the deck. Now, I already did the gutters. It took me 45 minutes. This job is $799. And how we got this job originally was that thing called a 5-around. And I can't remember which of these neighbors, but this is the 5th time now that we do this house. He gets it done every other year. So last time we did it was when 2022. And like I said, he's getting the house, the 2 sides, not that bad. You can see here, this is really, really bad right here. Yeah, and look at the deck, guys. Wow, the deck is really, really bad shape. So we're gonna be downstreaming that. And like I said, I got up there and I flushed it out with my line, that one and then the ones in the front, and I just got done doing that. You can see here how the water's dripping here on this spigot, not spigot, on this downspout right here where I cleaned up all that gunk up. And then this side. So let's go ahead now. I'm gonna do the front off camera, and then because I don't want this video to be too long, so then we're gonna do the 2 sides in the back, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to do this deck. We're gonna downstream. This deck is all black and green. So let me go ahead and do the front, and then I'll catch you guys on the other side. All right guys, here we go. As always, you want to start at your dirtiest side. I have already done the front, and I just did that to save us a little bit of time. Not that dirty up there. And most likely here in the back, you know, this deck and this backside here is going to require 2 coats. So we'll do the backside, then we'll do this right side, and we'll spot treat it on our way over to the 3rd side. But you guys saw there from the intro, you know, how we picked up this job. And we talk about this, I think, all the time on the channel. Guys, make sure that you're doing your 5-arounds, because man, that stuff is gold. Work every time. In our experience, by the way, for every 1,000 of those that you pass out, you should be able to pick up anywhere between 15 to 25 new customers. Okay, that's why we highly recommend you guys copy our design, because you know we've had success for so many years with that design. By the way, it's super windy here today, guys, so most likely we're not going to be able to avoid getting solution on the camera. I'm going to do my best to try to avoid it, but there's a big storm coming through. I think it's supposed to arrive later on this evening, like around 7-8 o'clock. As a matter of fact, we gave the guys the day off tomorrow and rescheduled everybody because some kind of like thunderstorm sort of devio that's coming through. And so I'm not going to be able to work tomorrow. There you go. Again, you know, your house wash is divided into 3 phases. Phase number 1 is what I'm doing right now, which is just softening it up. All right. Phase number 2 is the spot treating phase. And then, you know, once all the organics are gone through those 2 phases, where those 2 phases are getting soap, and then you switch to water and rinse everything out. And I'm still in, you know, phase 1 right now. Oh, and I wanted to talk to you guys about this. So, let's hit this real quick. It's all green. make sure that you guys have the right tools. You know, you consistently have the right tools for the job, because one of the things that happened to me right now as I was starting, you know, when I did the right after I did the intro here, I turned the machine on to do the front of the house, and I noticed that I was getting like very, very bad pressure, like almost no water at all coming out. And when I went to look, it was because the O-ring had busted where the injector, like the O-ring in the injector had busted. And so I mean, that thing right there is basically like a waterfall, water coming out. So I wanted to talk to you guys real quick, is because not something we talk a lot about, is your toolbox, different things you should have in there. I have a toolbox that stays in the back seat of the truck, and in that toolbox I have your O-rings, the small ones and the bigger ones, because the O-rings on the fitting at the end of the gun here takes the small O-ring, and then your hoses and other fittings take the bigger one. And I also have O-rings for like the water as well, for the water spigot. You know, if there's a lot of water coming out of there, then I can always, you know, put an O-ring to avoid that. So, you know, the reason why I bring that up is if it wasn't for that toolbox, man, I mean, I would have had to go back to the shop, because there was just no way to work. So in my toolbox, I probably have about $200–300 worth of tools that help me, you know, complete the job. One of the things that's in there now, if you guys want, I can do a separate video, like a complete tutorial video of what you should have in your toolbox, but I'm just going to give you guys like some basic tips. Of course, what we're talking about is the old rings. You're going to need those. The other thing is you're going to need those picks. I don't even know what they're called. They're almost like dental picks. You're going to need those as well. The O-ring, you will not be able to get that off without that. So I guess they are called dental picks. So you see, guys, look, I go as far as I can with my fin tip, and I switch over to my shooter tip to get the last like 4 or 5 feet, and that's it. Don't be switching your tips over and over and over and over again. So anyway, so your picks, to change your O-rings, you need O-rings. I had like 3 different sizes of alligator clamps, and then I had man, I forget what that tool is called, the adjustable wrench, basically a wrench, but it's like the adjustable one where, you know, you can just adjust it to your size. So I had that. Oh, right there, the fascia. And that's it. And that's how I fixed. That's how I fixed the one of the fittings that went loose on me the other day. Is I used the alligator clamp and the wrench. You know what it's called? It's called a crescent wrench. Let me move this out of my way here. So you want to have a crescent wrench. You want to have alligator clamps of different sizes. See, guys, look, this might even need a 3rd coating. That's how bad this is. Look at that. This is my 2nd coating now. I did the 1st coating of the sidewall there, as you saw. I'm already here doing the 2nd coating of the back. You see that right there? This is really bad. Lots of layers of organics. Another thing that you want to have in there in your toolbox, guys, is backup. I have a backup injector in there, because, you know, injectors, you can never know when they're going to go bad. We've had injectors, you know, that lasted over a year, but we've also had injectors that went bad on us, you know, after a week or 2. So you always got to carry an extra injector. We also carry all of our trucks do this. We carry an extra J-rod as well. The reason for that being is you just never know what's going to happen. We actually have had this happen a couple times out in the field, where technicians will call and say they lost it for whatever reason. Dropped out of their pocket, or they forgot it on top of the truck, or and then we also have M5 twist nozzle just in case as well. The other thing I have in there that actually saved my butt on a job the other day is I have, ooh, that's really bad. I have a turbo nozzle inside that toolbox. Turbo nozzle is not something you're going to use on a day-to-day basis, but it's one of those things, man. When you need it, you need it. And we had a situation where a guy, I'll tell you you guys the story real quick, because it's actually an interesting little story. The office manager called. I was in a neighborhood doing a job, and the people there had seen my truck. And the woman was renting the house there in that neighborhood, this woman that I'm talking to you about. And as she was moving her stuff out of the garage and whatnot, oh, that's really bad right there. She didn't realize that she had an open can of paint, or I guess it was just a can of paint, and somehow it got open, and so it rolled all the way down the driveway. And this was asphalt, not concrete. And the homeowners there, the owners of the house, told her that they were not going to give her what is that thing called, the deposit, unless she cleaned that up. See that, guys? Look at that. This was in bad shape. And I'm still using my fan tip, no pressure. You guys see me getting closer, but it's no pressure. All it is just my fan tip, and I'm doing the second coating in this house with my fan tip. And up there you won't be able to see this really well, but the gutters are still a little bit black, so we'll switch to shooter tip here, like so. Touch that up. So anyway, so office manager calls me. We charged her $489 just to do that. And I mean, because it was a lot of work. The paint was really bad. There was a lot, and it went all the way down the street, and so we had to clean that up. And that's how we did it. I did it with a turbo nozzle. So highly recommend turbo nozzle, because man, it will get you out of some jams. And turbo nozzles are great, by the way, for doing basement stairwells or any concrete type videos. Ooh, this looks really good now. This is looking legit. Remember, we did the other side once. We haven't done this side yet. We already did the front. And then, I mean, the deck's already looking like, I think that's it. From here, we can just touch everything up with a little bit of sauce, and then switch to water, do our thing, rinse everything down. So going back to the toolbox, guys, the other thing is have zip ties of different sizes. I have really thick ones that have all, has helped me get me out of a jam on certain issues. They're the same ones. You guys have seen me use those, because they're the same ones that I use on reclamation bags. But just have zip ties of different sizes is the point, because you just never know, man. I mean, zip ties is one of those things, guys, that when you need it, you know what I mean? You guys see how windy it is? Wow, it's like one of the windiest days I've been out here. Look at that. It's taking my taking all of my solution that way. Super windy. So Again, let me know in the comment section, guys, if you want me to do like a separate video on this topic. I just thought it was interesting because, you know, it was an impromptu type video. You know, like I said, you know, I wouldn't have been able to work today and do this job if it wasn't for that. So make sure that you guys are always prepared. The toolbox that I have, I bought at Harbor Freight. Man, I want to say for like, ooh, bird poop right there, gone. I want to say I bought that for like maybe 15 bucks, 10 or 15 bucks. Okay, I wouldn't spend a lot of money. Don't go out there, guys, and buy like a $200-300 toolbox. No. Most of the tools in there, like the alligator clamps and stuff, the crescent wrench, everything came from Harbor Freight there. You know, you don't want to spend a lot of money on that stuff. You know, save your good money for your, you know, your things like your drills, your DeWalt drills, and your heat guns and stuff like that. But you don't need to spend a lot of money on hand tools. Ooh, I don't know if this camera's getting really wet, guys. I don't even know if this is going to be usable, because man, the solution's just getting all over my face because of the wind. So, but we are like down to the wire now to be able to switch over to what's it called, to water. Rinse mode, baby. We're still doing the solution, but right now we are starting the second phase of a house wash, which is spot treat. That's all I'm doing now, is I'm treating certain spots. The objective is not to redo the entire wall, but you have little tiny spots here and there that are being a little bit more resilient. We touch those up, let the solution do its thing. The rest we can get with rinsing. Again, I want you guys to practice the technique of not letting go of the gun unless you have to. You guys see that? Okay. This is huge in terms of being a time saver for you. You know, hold on to that wand as long as you can. You see how I switch hands without letting go of the wand, the gun? So that way I move, I save about, man, from what I've noticed, about 8 to 12 minutes per house. Remember, eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to be able to do multiple properties in one day. My personal best, my personal record, and I've done it 3 times, is 10 houses in one day. And again, I did that 3 times. And when I did that, by the way, it weren't like it wasn't, you know, with multiple add-ons like this house here. Again, this is a $799 job. And we had to do that deck. We had to do the time-consuming thing was really the gutter. That took a lot of time. And then you had the deck in the back of the house. You saw that. I mean, it was what, three coats to be able to get this done. And by the way, if you guys are wondering about my solution, you know, I use a 50-50 mix, half water, half bleach. In my tank over there, I have a 40 gallons of solution. And so that's 20 gallons of water, 20 gallons of SH, and we put 4 cups of surfactant. Of course, you guys already know this. The surfactant that I use is Snotmonade, and works great. Also for roof cleaning. That's why we like it, because it's so universal. Ooh, that looks really good up there, guys. There you go. And remember, what I'm doing now is spot treating. I'm not actually redoing the entire wall. You got a couple spots that have, you know, bird poop and things like that. And you see like again, pay attention to that, guys. That technique of not letting go of the gun. It's one of the reasons, I should say, why new guys take such a long time to do a house wash. They're always turning the gun on and off. You don't want to do that. There you go. Spot right up above that window. Right there. Hit this gutter up here one last time, and that's it, guys. Ooh. Right there. It was black. Really in the middle there is the only spot. Right there, bird poop. Right there, bird poop. Oh, gone. Right there. And that's it. That's it for the house wash part. Now we're going to switch to rinse and rinse out all the window. Remember, when we finish here, you want the house, the windows, and the plants in here. I mean, there's not a lot of plants, and he's got nothing but mud about 3-4 feet away from the house. So, but let me switch to water, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Guys, quick announcement. I've created a digital product called Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box. Check this out. Okay, so the Mr. Bubbles Business in a Box is actually a thumb drive that we're going to send to you guys to your physical address. And when you get this thumb drive, you're going to see a folder that's called Box in it. And then when you open it, you're going to see all of these files right here, guys, all of these folders. And guys, this thing has over 500 files, anything and everything I've ever created from my business. So all of the blueprints, training modules, documents, all of the things that you guys constantly email me about, you know, your pricing PDF, your for example, you know, your marketing blueprints, anything that you could need for your business is in here. That's why we call it a business in a box. One of the things that I really like about this is, guys, check out all of these pictures. So you have a total of 300 before and after pictures that you guys can add to your website and your Facebook and your Google My Business. And check this out. So there's a folder called Google SEO. And the pictures already have the SEO words in them. And this one photo right here has over 300. This specific folder has 190 pictures, but all in all, it's over 300 pictures. Look at some of these pictures, guys. Amazing before and afters pictures for you guys to be able to add to all of your social medias and whatnot. This is going to help you get a lot of customers. And of course, your edible postcards are on here. And then finally, you got training videos on here as well, guys. Like, for example, the video on how to optimize your Google My Business, the Mr. Bubbles. You got several videos. So they're like training modules. You got all the PDFs. The bottom line, guys, is this. This is going to help you with your business. So don't miss out. Make sure that you email us so you can get your business in a box today. In order to get your business in a box, you just got to hit the link in the description of this video. And I say this all the time on the channel, guys. The more you know, the more you grow. That's how come I decided to create this business in a box, because it has everything in there you need to be able to grow your business. And I really, really believe that this is going to be a game changer for you. Guys, you do not want to miss out on this one. All right, guys, there you have it. Now remember, whenever you switch to water, you have about 20 seconds of solution left. So we'll touch up whatever spots we see looks kind of weird. There's a weird spot all the way up there, but it's like a what's it called, a leaf, not an, oh, see, I already blew away. It wasn't actually an organic stain or anything. So remember, I'm still shooting solution, because since I put my siphoning tube in the water, that's how we do it here at Mr. Bubbles, you know, now water is running through my chemical injector. And the reason why we do that is because I'm guaranteeing myself, you know, that I'm rinsing out the injector. You leave chemical on your injector, and I mean, that thing's not going to last very long. And you can see here, look, we'll switch over to fan, and you'll see, look, no more solution, look, 100% just water. That's it. See that? There you go. There you go. So remember, with when it comes to rinsing, guys, you want to go from high to low. Whereas, you know, when we're washing the house, we go from ground to gutter. The rinsing is the opposite. So we want all of that gunk to run down. And typically speaking, you want to put about twice as much water as you did solution. Usually, generally speaking, when we do solution, you're moving kind of fast. So, you know, we're gonna sit here and put a lot of water on this wall. Windows, you want to do 5 seconds per piece of glass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you rinse real good above the window. See how I'm like 10 feet above the window all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, look, 1. Right here, I'm rinsing all of that soap off of the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna start low. Then when I get to about halfway through the wall, I'm gonna switch over to my what is that thing called? My fan tip. Just like that. A lot of water. Man, I can't even begin to tell you guys how many times, you know, I've been able to get out of a jam because of the things that I got in my toolbox. The other thing that's very important in your toolbox is I have a big old roll of Gorilla Tape. Gorilla Tape, not duct tape, Gorilla Tape. Okay, make sure you have Gorilla Tape. You got the zip ties, and then just various tools that you might need and backup parts. You know, we have backup fittings, male, female fittings for the wand, for the hoses. Okay, let's switch to our fan tip right here. Backup fittings in case something were to happen. And then on the truck itself, we have a, let me hit this real good here. We have a backup hose, you know, but inside that toolbox, make sure that you have backup, you know, downstream injector, backup J-rod. In the truck itself, we actually also have a backup wand in case the wand breaks, right? That's not something you're going to be able to go get at Walmart, at Home Depot or Lowe's. So you guys got to think ahead, you know. So, and like I said, if you guys want, you can do a separate video on that. No big deal. That would actually, I think that would be an interesting video to make for you guys. Okay, same thing here. I'm gonna switch to my shooter tip. So I can go from the top to the bottom like that. That's pretty good right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you guys do it this way, you're never gonna have any problems. A lot of you guys that, you know, you have these, you're leaving these weird streaks. Of course, you won't be able to tell right away when you're doing the job or when you leave. But weird streaks, you know, they take about a day or two once the wall dries and stuff starts to run down. You're gonna have these weird streaks and you're gonna be getting calls from customers. These bigger windows, 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you're doing it this way, I mean, just think about how much water I'm putting on this wall, right? So there's not gonna be any solution left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. We'll switch to rinse because we're at the halfway point, and then we're gonna rinse off this deck real good, and then the only thing left is that side over there. You know, and you know, talking about the toolbox, guys, like the maintenance stuff is what very few people, you know, you hear people talking about. And you know, that's why it's challenging running a pressure washing business, because you know that saying, you don't know what you don't know. And then you get out here, stuff happens, you don't really know how to deal with it. See that? Ooh, that looks real good. See, because I'm not using pressure to clean, I mean, I'm not gonna damage anything, I'm not gonna break anything, right? I'm not gonna rip anything up, like, you know, your screens or your the seat. See that fabric right there? That's what it is, guys. I'll rinse this a little bit at the end too. Put it on there. Put it back on the deck. And I promise you guys also, you know, if you follow my blueprints and you do it, you know, just like I'm doing, you know, I'm not sure what time it is right now. Ooh, this was really green right here. But, you know, there's no way, guys. You know, it would take me more than 2 hours to do a job like this. You know? So imagine. Ooh, I really like how this came out right here, guys. This part here was all green. Green and black. And see how I'm just rinsing off with my fan tip. That's all it is. And you see, guys, how, again, I don't turn off the gun. You see how I'm keeping the gun on? Even when I move stuff with one hand. And then I rinse with the other hand. This chair right here was all green and black. Let's see how it is. Oh, that's pretty good. Ooh, that looks really good. Remember this, the railings here were really, really bad. We'll move this over here. You know, just imagine, guys, you know, for you guys that are not full-timers yet, you know, where else are you going to be able to do, you know, in 2 hours, less than 2 hours, make, you know, close to $1,000 right? I mean, 800 bucks, but we do this like all day, every day. Ooh, a bunch of mold right there. Not mold, what's that thing called? Moss. Like this. Like this. He asked me, the one thing, you know, I always ask customers if they have any special requests. The one thing he said is he didn't want me to move this grill. I don't know if it's because it's like coming apart or, but I moved everything else except that. But I still was able to rinse underneath and around it, stuff, so no big deal. Do what you can, you know, to please your customer. And the second thing he asked me, he said that up here he was having like birds all right there, bird's nest. I have to get that with my hand. I'll get that at the end. It's like there's no bird in there or anything. It's just like what's it called, like the hay or whatever left over from a nest from a year ago. I think he said he wants me to get that. No, keep going there. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Just like that. Boom. And like I was saying, I mean, guys, imagine how much water has hit this wall now. 1 2 3 4 5. 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5. All of the debris here on top of this can actually came from the gutter when I cleaned it. Oh, and I don't know if I've said this before, I might have, but you know, whenever you have a house wash gutter cleaning combo, I know this is you know, it's common sense stuff, right? But you want to make sure you do the gutters first, which is what I did. Look at that, clean as a whistle, just like that. All we got left is this one wall. Again, I'm going to switch to my shooter tip, just like that. Get everything up there, just like that. Get these windows really good. The wind slowed down a little bit, but it's still kind of windy a little bit. But you know, also it's typical fall weather, you know what I mean, guys? So look, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Get everything in between, above the window. You know, I was saying, you know, you guys go do your house washes and you get calls from the customer 2 or 3 days later that there's weird stains on the wall. It's because you're not rinsing enough. And then the other thing is, some of you guys, what you're doing is you're rinsing with your J-rod, but you're still connected to chemical, right? So you're using your pressure tips to rinse. Now, if you guys that are doing that, you understand what I'm saying. And for you guys that don't understand what I'm saying, essentially is, if you notice my J-rod only has 2 tips, not 4. And they're both soap tips. Neither one is a pressure tip. So my injector is activated at all times. How I switch from chemical to water and vice versa is through the tube itself. You've seen me on videos where, you know, I put the tube in the water and I put the tube in a chemical, etc., right? That's what I mean by, you know, using your J-rod to rinse. So what some of you guys do is you still have your chemical, your tube in your chemical, and then you're using your pressure tips on your J-rod to rinse. And, you know, unfortunately, those things start to go bad, the tips start to go bad within time. So you could be spraying chemical when you think that you're spraying water. That's why, you know, I caution you guys not to do that. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. There you go. There you go. There you go. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Right? Because my siphon tube is in water and not in chemical, I am guaranteeing myself that I am only spraying water and nothing else. There you go. There you go. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. There you have it, guys. Done and done. Ooh, that's pretty good right there. And you see here, I mean, there's nothing here. The front was already done. Next thing here is just to take my final pictures and get the check from the customer. And that's it. That's all she wrote right there, guys. Wow, that looks beautiful. It was all green and black earlier when I got here. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Really appreciate you coming to the channel, watching this how to pressure wash a house without a ladder video. Highly recommend you guys watch the next one as well. Guys, in the very next episode, we're going to continue to talk about things that you need to do to improve your business going into 2025. So stay tuned for that. As always, make sure you email me. I got tons of resources for you guys, like pricing PDF, and I have you know, marketing blueprint and a bunch of other stuff. You will find my email in the description of every one of my videos. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.